Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sanjana. In today's video, I'll be setting up my planner for the upcoming week in my Ink Bucket planner. By the way, I was filming and there was some issue with my camera. Luckily, I noticed it midway, but I had already started laying down the stickers. So the stickers that I'm using are from the Ink Bucket sticker book, and these are, I think they're on the last page. Yes, they're on the last page. These are floral ones. I really like it and I thought it would go well with the Valentine's Day theme. I absolutely love flowers and I feel they give out such good vibes, and it's quite romantic too, so that's the reason I wanted to use these stickers. And while I was recording, I spoke a little bit about self-love, and I thought I'll share with you guys again about regarding what I spoke. So I was just talking about in self-love, what are the factors involved and sort of the process to have a better relationship with yourself. And one of the things that I spoke about, or the first thing that I spoke about, is forgiveness. So this is based on my experience, how I have dealt with certain challenges in life and how I've made sure to establish a good relationship with who I am and who I want to be too. So self-love, I'd say, if you want me to summarize what it is, it's basically having a good relationship with yourself. Why is that important? I think it's important because we often project ourselves onto others. One of the examples that I can give you guys is, when I was in India and I was living with my family, I was angry with a certain situation that particular morning, and I was getting ready to go to work. I was pretty angry and I was just in a hurry, and my mom came and she's she asked me what do you want to have for breakfast, and instead of answering that, I really feel bad about it, but instead of answering it, I sort of projected that anger onto her, which I noticed immediately after, but I felt so bad. So I do notice that the kind of relationship we have with ourselves, whether it's in that moment or on a generic foundational basis, I do feel that is how our relationships would be with the people in our lives. So if you really love yourself, if you're quite comfortable with who you are, if you accept yourself the way you are, you do have a similar empathy on to others in your life, which is a good thing. I think that is that's one of the reasons why you need to have a good relationship with yourself, because it not only affects you, it affects others too. And the second reason, or I think probably this should have been the first reason, is that you're gonna be the person who you know for the longest period of time in your life. You have to be with yourself since the moment you're alive to the moment you die. So it's quite important, because if you hate yourself, or if you're not okay with who you are, if you don't love yourself, I think it would be very miserable. I have gone through, I don't think anyone can just love themselves from birth to death. I feel you go through different phases in life, and that sort of brings out different emotions that you have towards yourself. So my experience and the clients who I work with in my coaching program, with them too, it often goes through phases. And also there are in certain areas of your life where you really love yourself, and there are certain areas of your life where you do not like yourself so much within the same phase too. So it's a little bit tricky, but I have put together certain steps that you can follow. It's a process that you can follow in order to just do your part, take action from your end, the rest, like, don't worry about it, whatever happens. So anyways, the first step is to think about forgiving yourself. If there is anything, any decision that your past self has made, and you kind of are angry about it a little bit, or you're upset, just think about those situations and like forgive yourself. Like, it's okay, you have already dealt with the consequences of that decision, and you've just handled it. So don't really worry about it. You can use this journaling prompt. And also, the best technique to deal with any of the mindset issues is journaling. I highly suggest you to do that if you have not yet done it. Mainly thought downloads as well as guided journaling. So for guided journaling, you can use this prompt: is there anything that I need to forgive myself for? Put like a 10 to 15 minute timer and just write whatever comes to your mind during that particular time to this question. Any thoughts that come, just write down, and you'll often like notice if there's anything that you need to forgive yourself for. And also again, with like the experience that I've had with myself and also my clients, one of the things that I've observed is these are usually like small things. It's not these huge big decisions in life, where are like some cases are that, but most of the times, like 95% of the times, it's very like tiny things that probably is not even relevant today. So those are the situations where you might be like a little bit angry on yourself. So that's the first step. And once you're aware of what you need to forgive yourself for, then the next step is acceptance. Accepting yourself as the way you are, not like really thinking about who you want to be or who you were before. And it can be in all the areas of your life. Probably the first thing to start off with is your physical looks. I think a lot of the women especially face a lot of challenges in that area. However you are, if you're not as per societal standards, don't you worry about it. Just work on accepting yourself the way you are. And a good way to do that, at least the way I have done it, and I have noticed like some psychologists referring to this method as well, is to talk to yourself or treat yourself like how you would treat a friend of yours. So let's say you have like body image issues. The way you talk to yourself is, imagine that a friend has come to you stating her body image issues. Like, how would you respond to her? What sort of advice would you give to her? Think about all that and treat yourself like how you would treat a person who you really love and who has similar issues. So that is what would be in the acceptance phase of the self-love process. Treating yourself the way you treat a person who you really love, like an outsider, like someone who's external to you. So that's one. And I do struggle with this a little bit. I think in different areas of your life you'll be different. Some people might face issues with the way they talk to others. I spoke to a friend recently who was telling me that she's really not liking the way she speaks to others. Like, she reacts in a very impulsive way, but then later on she goes to think about, oh, I shouldn't have probably spoken like that. So it can be anything. It can be even your career. It can be your like your studies if you're a student. Just accept yourself the way you are. Like, whatever situation you are in, don't worry about it. You are good the way you are. And this reminds me of one of the points that I've made like long back. I think in I don't know, it might be in some random video about affirmations. I've spoken that I don't really like the affirmation, I am enough. I think when I want to clarify that a little bit. When I spoke about that, I was talking from a perspective of growth. So at that point in time, I felt if I keep telling myself I am enough, then probably it would be a little bit difficult for me to like grow, to change for the good. But now, especially this week, in one of the journaling sessions that I had, this particular thing came up wherein, you know, you, even though you're happy the way you are, you still can change, and you still might want to change. It has nothing to do with whether you're like enough or not enough to want to change. However you are, you can think of changing. So just wanted to put that out there. Yeah. Then after that, I really liked that particular affirmation, and for almost 2 days or something, I was just thinking about I am enough, I am enough. Even in my yoga sessions and my meditation sessions, journaling sessions, that thought was just coming over and over again, and that really helps in acceptance. So if you're quite overwhelmed, and if these concepts are pretty new, or if you're intellectually aware of these concepts but taking action regarding self-love is pretty new, probably just say this affirmation whenever you can think of it. I am enough. It works like magic. And from a positive perspective, when I think about I am enough, I feel quite like it feels very, very positive. I think that's just the word that I can use to describe it. Anyways, first step, forgiveness. Second step is acceptance. Third step is to really think about caring. And when I say care, just a little bit side tangent, I work in marketing, and a lot of the practices that are used in marketing really annoys me. It just irritates me to the core. One of them being the way the industry has marketed self-love or self-care in specific. It always talks about some activity where you need a product for, like bubble baths, skincare routine, face masks, these kind of things. Those things are absolutely beautiful to do, but keeping that as the center of conversations around self-care, I think that's very unfair. So if you're really thinking about taking care of yourself, start with the most basic things of life. Are you taking care of yourself in terms of food? Are you cooking healthy food? Are you drinking enough water? Are you exercising? Exercising need not be those high intensity workouts or even yoga. It can be as simple as just getting out of the house, walking around for a bit, getting some fresh air, or doing some light stretches. It can be anything that you love. Just give your physical body some activity, because we are designed to be physically active. So just really focus. And also cleanliness, like, are you taking care of your hygiene? So I feel for self-care, it should start from the absolute basics. And with one of my online coaching friends, I was having conversations around self-care, and she told me, at that point in time, I was saying whenever I think of self-care, I sort of remember these advertisements, or basically on the way it's marketed online, and it really irritates me. And she told me, probably instead of self-care, you might want to use the word self-parent. The way a parent takes care of a child, their food, their hygiene, their routine, and all of that. So if you want to think of using that word, if self-care, those particular words irritate you, probably you can. So the third step in the process is self-care. And then the next one is respect. And respect sort of includes, like, for me, like now, if I have to think about it, I think one is saying no when you need to, and also establishing healthy boundaries. And these are in terms of external, like when you are thinking about having conversations with others and how to manage expectations with others. If it's with yourself, it is about like honoring the promises. So let's say when you wake up in the morning and you write down a set of things that you want to do, make sure you do them, and unless like there are some valid reasons other than procrastination. That's the great way of, like, it's a great start to show respect to yourself. So that's another step, I think, of like when you combine all four of these, this process: forgiveness, acceptance, care, and respect, all of these together will result in self-love. And this is what I wanted to share in today's video. Also, in the beginning, like, you know, when I filmed and that got cut out, I spoke about, like, previously last year, at the end of last year, how I used to talk about a specific topic in every weekly plan with me's. I really liked doing that, and I know a lot of you guys like watching that too. So I hope you liked this format of the video. And for next week, if you have any topic that you want me to talk about, do let me know. And it need not be related to planning. It can be related to personal development or anything else. Let me know about it. Books, I love talking about books too. Yeah, do let me know about it. Although I really love like planners, stationery, and all of that. Once in a while I do prefer to like move away from that a little bit to talk about other topics, because it helps me to ensure that I don't get overwhelmed by planner topics or stationery topics in general. And let me know what you think about like self-love as a concept, or if you have any thoughts on the individual steps that I spoke about: forgiveness, acceptance, care, and respect. I'd love to hear about it. It's one of my favorite things to do, like if I speak about any topic, to look at like what your thoughts are. I really love having those conversations with you guys. And if you have any comments on like any points that I made regarding these topics, let me know about that as well. I have gotten like a few ideas for these kind of plan with me videos in terms of the topics that we can discuss. One of them is time management. One of you guys requested me for that video. I'm not able to find that comment, but I do remember it was about time management. So if you guys have any questions about that, you can share it. And there was another comment. Oh yeah, it was about reducing screen time. So I'll make a video on that, not during these like weekly planner setups, but on another day separately I'll make a video on that. So what I'm thinking of doing is, don't hold me to it, I'm a little bit conscious about sharing this because okay, anyways, I'll share it with you guys. So what I'm thinking is, from next week onwards, I don't want to like maintain a schedule or something for this. It might be sometimes weekly twice, or sometimes weekly once, or sometimes I might skip it. But what I'm thinking is, in the you guys remember that butterfly notebook? Let me actually see if it's here. Yep. So this particular notebook from Tatiana, I really love this, and I was thinking about how I could use it, and I wanted to do some creative journaling in here. What I thought is, I could set that up with you guys, like creative journaling spreads, and while I'm setting up I could talk about a specific topic. So next week I'm thinking of doing about like screen time, yeah, like how to handle that, how to reduce that. Probably I have some different approaches and different thoughts on that, so I'd really love to share that with you guys, and I'm thinking I'll do that pretty regularly. So if you have any topics, I can probably create a spread that's sort of depicts, or it might not, but whatever I'm doing in this particular notebook during those videos, I can talk to you guys about that. So that is my plan for screen time. And yeah, if you have any other questions or something, I can definitely answer that. Okay, so we have a few more stickers to mark, and then we can start off with like the functional stickers. I don't think I'm gonna be writing anything in this week's setup because I don't know where my pen is. I remember like using it in the morning to journal, and then I was using to like write a couple of work stuff. After that I'm really not able to find, and I did not want to like delay this filming this video today, so I'm not going to be writing anything, but I'm going to be adding lots of other stickers. Okay, so I am using this Planacade washi strips. I've absolutely been loving washi tapes, especially these smaller ones. I just love the way it looks in the spread, so I thought of using it in this particular setup. So the first spot that I'm going to use it is here to cover this up. This section I use it as my weekly to-dos, like things that I want to do in that particular week, but I don't have a specific day or time scheduled for it. Okay, I wanted to bring this black at the top because there's a lot of black going on in the spread, and it'll be nice to tie it up. So here we go. And I'll use like a Planacade script sticker to add a header. By the way, in the monthly dashboard, I am not able to find so many things today. I don't know where that blade is that I use to like cut the washi tapes. So what I'm gonna do is put it over here and chop it. That way it'll be straight and nice. And by the way, in the monthly dashboard setup that I do, I use a particular section like in order to write the movies and shows that I want to watch. So one of the movies that I had written is Geraya, and that released yesterday, so I watched it today. And I had read a few reviews before before I watched it, and it was quite like negative. It said like it's not really nice, it was quite hyped up, and the acting is quite bad, the story is quite bad, and things like that. I watched it and I actually really liked it. I think it's a very nice movie. Some points I do agree with the reviews that I checked. I do feel like it was hyped up quite a bit with all the promotions and stuff. There are many movies that I have watched without like any promotions, and I've really loved it. I feel like some of the promotional interviews and stuff I did watch, and I do feel like they were trying to portray that movie to be something that it's not actually about it, but I don't know why they did that. Anyways, I do feel like the promotions, for me personally, it sort of did the opposite that they wanted to. I do feel like when I was watching the movie, there the actors' personalities like was in my memory rather than focusing on the storyline and the characters. So I shouldn't have watched those promotional videos. That's the only sort of not regret, but if you haven't watched, I think it's actually a good thing. So I wish I hadn't watched those promotional videos. I think I would have liked the movie even more. It's kind of nice. I really liked it. In terms of shows, the current show that I am watching is Emmerdale. I spoke about it in that dashboard setup video itself. It's like a really old show. It's set in, basically that show is running from the 70s, but I started watching it from 1990. So I'm currently in 1991, and it's really nice. It's a story about people living in the countryside in a particular village. So I've been watching that, and it's quite nice. I feel it's like a nice time pass. I usually play it when I'm doing some work that really does not require a lot of my like focus and attention. So that's nice. Let me just go ahead and put all of the like washi tape that I wanted to add. Okay, so I went ahead and added the washi tape, and I want to add a couple of like these script stickers. So first thing that I'm gonna add here is this one, which says this week, and planner time is on Fridays, which I do with you guys while I set up this weekly setup. Then glossary is gonna be on Sunday. Some of the colors are a bit out of like the theme, but I think I'll be fine once I like write all of this stuff. Another stickers set of stickers that I'm using in my planner are work. They're just called work, like these script stickers. It says work, so I just added on the days that I am working, and it's just something nice. I think it just gets me into that work mode. I've noticed that. So that I usually add it on that particular day. So on Tuesday morning, just before I start working, I add that sticker, and it just helps me like get into that mindset. So cleaning will happen on Wednesday. I think those are the stickers. Oh yeah, payday too. So add it on Friday. Okay. I did want to add weekend, but I don't know if it would be like too much. I think it'll actually be fine, because usually on like weekends, well, most of the times I don't really write a lot of the things. I am gonna go ahead and add these dots, but I think I'll do it off camera because I don't know where that blade is, and it's a little bit difficult to do it with my fingers. So yeah, I think in terms of like the stickers and stuff, I'm pretty happy on that. As I mentioned, I don't know where my pen is to add all of this stuff, so I think I'll do it on Monday morning when I sit down to do my reflections. Anyways guys, I think that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed listening to what I spoke about, and yeah, thanks a lot, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.